Hello. What's up, everybody? Amanda Marsh, what's up? I see you. What's up, everybody? We're just waiting on Mary. There she is. Let's get Mary in here. 1 second. Boom. Amanda, why are you laughing? I'm trying to connect. Hey, how are you? How you doing? I can't hear you. You hear me? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I can't hear Mary. I'm going to request her again. Hold on, guys. Let me see. Geoffrey, what's up, Geoffrey? Hold on, guys. Can I hear you? You can't hear me? All right, guys, I'm going to log out and come right back. Hello. Let me know if you guys could hear me. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Let's see. Let's try this again, Mary. Thank you, Steph. Hold on. Dom, what's up, Dom? Paisan. Amanda, why are you hating? Hold on. It's not connecting. Oh, thanks, cuz. I try. Amanda, I don't have to see a barber anymore. I mean, I do.
I, I can hear
Can
you.
you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
How are
yes.
you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm happy to have you on. I just want to let people know I'm not a professional interviewer. I'm not here to ask you questions that I can't ask. I just wanted people to get to know you.
Yeah, okay.
You're up for it.
Yeah.
So, let's start with this. Like, how are things for you now after being on TV?
My life really hasn't changed. The only thing that has changed really is social media.
Yeah.
Other than that, I still go to work. I still see my patients. I still have a boss. My kids still refer to me as mom.
I would
But
hope so.
yeah, no, nothing has really changed,
Yeah,
it's still life.
it's still life. Yeah. Are you getting noticed when you go out?
It's only happened a couple times.
A couple times.
I've went to the mall, and of course, there's all kinds of kinds at the mall.
Yeah.
Um, and also at work, I've had a couple of patients ask me, Are you?" So, uh,
What do you do for work?
I'm a nurse.
A
So,
nurse.
yeah, a couple of my patients, I work for a specialist. So, um, all my patients are my patients. I
Hmm.
don't get new patients, of course, but most of my regulars I see very like all the time. So,
Yeah. So, do you get a lot of more positive message, more hate? What?
in the beginning, it was a lot of hate. Mostly, and I understand when they first saw me, um, I understand that they thought, sorry, I got like a hair or something. I understand that they thought that I was trying to break something up. I understand what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Um, Now that they've seen the whole story, everything has really changed. It's more like, we're so sorry that happened to you. Um, it's a lot more positive. And now that I've turned off comments, it's I get 99. It's 99% to point 0.05. I mean, it's so minute, the negativity, since that I have turned those comments off and have not allowed negativity to really enter in anymore. You know,
Yeah.
understand people have their opinions. I totally understand it, but I'm not asking you your opinion. You know, I'm not welcoming that opinion anymore. If you have something negative to say, you can keep it on your side of the screen. I don't
Yeah.
want to read that anymore.
Yeah. Um, Dom asked if you could show us the ring he got you, since you guys are together. Oh, you guys see it? It's all right. People think me and baby girl Lisa are together.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean I guess I mean a lot of positive comes out of it, but a lot of hate does come out of it. But I mean, I guess it's just the territory, right?
Oh, and yes and no. Um, you know, when I agreed to this, like I said, I kind of went into it blindly. I didn't really know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it can be taken out of context. A lot of it can be viewed your own way, and people read into things that they shouldn't be reading into. But I get that they say, oh, that comes with the territory. Well, yeah, if you know what you're getting into. But if you're
Yeah,
blindsided, how can you say that's part of the territory? I've
yeah,
never been here before. I've never been on any of these, like, so how can you say that's part of the territory?
yeah.
How
I
can
mean,
you?
I don't know because I'm not
Yeah.
on your side, but yeah, I mean, it got to be tough. Geoffrey, talked to Geoffrey a lot. And where I was like, it got to me. I was like, Mary's uh seems like an amazing person. Is when you were on the Dom Natty show on the interview, and like he asked you like, would you go to a wedding if he is still with Varya? And just all your answers, and I commend you. All your answers were just like, it showed everybody who you are. You know, seems like you got a big heart. Uh, and whatever happens, I mean, I'm rooting for all you guys.
Thank you.
But so what? You went to Florida,
Mm-hmm.
right? How was that?
I had a great time. I enjoyed my little vacation.
Yeah. Do you want to? I forgot the name. A bidet.
A
Is
bidet.
that a bidet?
How
Jeffrey
did
said
you
last night that he want. Jeffrey said last night he wants a bidet.
say? So I have wanted a bidet for a very long time. It's especially during this corona. Can you hear that? Do you hear that thumping?
No.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. Um, so I have wanted one for a long time, especially when the pandemic and everyone was buying up all the toilet paper and all of these things. I have an Amazon Prime account, and I was so tempted just to buy one then. I'm still considering it. Like
Yeah. I never used one, so I don't know what it's like. But
yeah,
after Jeffrey last night and you saying, I think I'm gonna have to try one out.
yeah. I think I'm going to. I think it's.
Jeff, Jeffrey, I wasn't gonna ask that question, but he wants me to. He's asking, "Are you with Jeffrey?"
I can't
That's,
answer.
that's good. Jeffrey, she can't answer that. You know that. I wasn't gonna ask it, Jeff.
It's like,
You, who were you in Florida with? Can you tell us?
oh,
No. All right, that's fine. So what? You're from Tennessee, right?
yeah. Well, not
What?
originally, but
Where are you originally from?
well, it depends on who you ask. Um, I was born in Lafayette, Louisiana. We traveled a lot while I was a kid. My sister was born in Houston, Texas. We moved around quite a bit. I've lived all over the United States with my parents. They were roaming gypsy hippies. I think that's the only way that I can really describe them.
Mm-hmm.
And they pretty much settled here in Tennessee. Been here since I was 9. So
So you're from
yeah,
Tennessee.
yeah.
What is it for like people? I never been. Jeffrey said he's asking you.
What?
He's
Ask me.
asking the question,
Oh,
not me.
what did he ask
Are
me?
are you guys together? Jeffrey, don't get her in trouble.
You
Jeffrey's a. Last night he was like, I was waiting for Vicky to come on, and Vicky was running a little late. So Jeffrey was, I guess he was showering and waiting for the live to happen. And he requested, I'm like, oh shit, it's Jeffrey. And I answer, and he's sitting there showering.
yeah, I know.
He's, no, what, Jeffrey? Yo, so tennis, like for people that haven't been to Tennessee, what's there to do for fun in Tennessee? Like, are you near Nashville?
Well, I am 3 hours from Nashville. I'm in Knoxville. So it depends. It depends on what part of the state you're in. If you're on the east side, which is where I live, obviously, There's a lot of outdoor stuff here. There's hiking, there's biking, there's camping, there's lakes and rivers and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So if that's one of the reasons why I live here in East Tennessee, because those are my interests, those are my passions. That's what I like.
Hmm.
There, there's all types of mountains. It's it's beautiful here and it's green. Um, you get 4 seasons. Um, so if you like the outdoors, this is the best place. It's amazing. If you're in Middle Tennessee and in Nashville, of course, there's all those. I'm not really a city living person. I've lived in Nashville, and it wasn't for me
Yeah.
because it was just a lot of bars and a lot of going out and a lot of social things like that. I don't really enjoy that.
Hmm.
Um, and then if you live in Memphis, of course, there's I've visited Memphis. There's music, jazz, and that was great. And I really enjoyed the food. So it just depends on what part you're in. So,
Yeah.
question.
So somebody asked me a question in the question box. They want to know what's your skincare routine.
Oh gosh, you guys, I'll be quite honest. And it's starting to get dark. Do you mind if I turn the light on so you can
No,
see
I
me?
don't mind.
Don't judge my house. I am in the middle of redecorating, so when I turn it around, I'm just gonna let you guys know it's still very, very fresh here. Um, so my skincare routine, I am as easy as it comes. Like I wash my face in Dr. Bronner's. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or not, but it's all natural skincare. I use the peppermint kind, and it feels great. That's what I
Hmm.
use to wash my face in. I do it in the shower. I don't really take a lot of time. And then I use a moisturizer that's youth to the people. That's literally it. That's
Hmm.
all I do.
If you guys have any questions that you want to ask, you could drop it in the question box. Um, so do you wish you never went on the show?
No.
No.
And here's why. People ask all the time if there was something, and even when you were younger, I'm sure you remember playing this game where you're like, if there was something in your life you could change, would you? Or would you go back in time and would you change something? And here's how I think of it. You remember that movie, The Butterfly Effect? Where
Uh, is there a
barely,
book, The Butterfly Effect?
yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
I
It's
didn't see
very,
the movie.
you go in, you change something, and it tries to change the whole course of whatever happened.
Hmm.
And it's like saying if you killed a butterfly, then all of these tidal waves could happen in Japan.
Hmm.
It's something very similar. The way that I feel about it is if I changed something, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Yeah,
And I like where I am now. I'm happy. I've got, wonderful friends and great family, and I don't want to change things.
yeah,
I don't know where I would be otherwise. So no, I don't think I would change things. No.
yeah. I mean, I feel the same way. I agree with you on that. I mean, I have a past. But at the end of the day, like you just said, my past made me the father I am today, the man I am today. And if it wasn't for that, I'd probably be somewhere totally different right now. I might have been dead, or just. But I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
It's I feel like even if you make mistakes, like to people, just own it. I mean, even like just never don't live life with regrets. You know?
Yeah. And yes, we all make mistakes. We all act out. We all have something that is shameful. And if you don't, well, bravo, you've lived an amazing life. I wish I could be the person you are. But the truth is we all are human and we all make human mistakes. So,
Yeah, yeah. Let's see what these people. I think Dom Natty, he has a thing for you.
well, thanks.
We'll just somebody said why is Mary so snarky? People adore her and support her, but it's like she doesn't let people get to her. That's a good thing. She doesn't let people get to her.
They think I'm snarky. Hmm,
Yeah,
whatever.
I never heard that snarky term before, but
Snarky means like sarcastic or I don't know.
I
I
mean
use sarcastic, absolutely.
that's why you and Geoffrey get along.
Whatever.
So you got. I mean, there is. I don't see a lot of hate in here. I see a lot of positive, and it I don't know. It got to be a good feeling, right?
It's better. I think, like I said originally I was getting all that hate, and I understand you love Varya, it's who you were vested in. That's fine. You are more than welcome to love who you want. It doesn't bother me any. We all have fans. We all have, people that we enjoy more than someone else. That's okay. You have a preference. I don't care. But there's no reason to be ugly to someone else.
Yeah.
There's no,
Yeah.
no reason for that.
Yeah. And like I said to Vicky last night, I was like, in America, like, bullying is not like people don't go for that,
Yeah.
it's a big thing. And I said, it's that show that they're doing, the B90 Strike Back, is like the cast attacking the fans.
Yeah.
And it's like, I said to Lisa, I was like, I said it's a blessing in disguise that you aren't on that show. And probably the same for Geoffrey, because who wants to be on national TV talking shit to fans? Like, it just blows my mind sometimes.
I understand how people can find that entertaining. Um,
Oh,
and
yeah.
when I first started getting all that hate, I was snapping back, and I had to really take it back, and it was starting to bother me
Yeah.
because I started to take it personal. And I did lash out there for a few, for when it first happened, because I didn't know the whole story. And then I remembered a saying that was told to me. It said, people only are able to understand from their level of comprehension and what they know. And
Hmm.
I had to really understand they don't know the full story right now. Give
Yeah.
them a minute. Let them play out. Let them hang themselves. So
Yeah.
I really had to do that. So that's kind of that's how I had to take a step back from that and be like, you know what? They don't know the full story. You can't blame that. So
Yeah. Does it bother you that you can't talk about it? I mean, you can. You don't have an NDA,
I don't.
right?
But the problem with that is I may not have an NDA, but what I
But
do
you're
have,
loyal to. Yeah.
yes, but what I
Yeah.
do have is my integrity. And I will hold on to that. And that is
Yeah.
something I will totally do. That's with me.
Hmm.
And I hold myself to a certain level of standards that Geoffrey, that I would never want to ruin anything for anyone else
Yeah. Yeah.
or on the cast or I wouldn't want to do that. So
Hmm.
I will keep what I know for the sake of someone else.
Yeah. Do I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Didn't hear if you answered. Does it bother you that you can't, that the tell-all wasn't like the tell-all you guys did with Dom Natty, that it's not able to?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Not at all. Um, I'm sure a lot of fans would like to know because they already do with some of the other
Yeah,
cast.
with all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't know anything on ours.
Yeah.
But I think Geoffrey mentioned, or there was an article that where it wrote it out as to why we didn't, or what was said, or so
Yeah. I heard they asked you to be on the TLC tell-all. Is that true?
they did. They absolutely did. I was asked to be on part of the tell-all. Here's why, and I think it said it in the little article. Geoffrey, I told them, they asked me to be on the thing. I said no, only if Geoffrey can rebut me, because I'm not going to go on there. I'm not going to say them ask me all these questions and they only hear my side or only hear what I have to say, and then Varya not be able to rebut me or Geoffrey not be able to say something. That's not fair. That's a one-sided story, and no one deserves that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I, I said no.
Yeah. Varya said the same thing to me on her live. She was like, why would I go on without him? Like, I can't speak for him.
Yeah.
Can you tell me if how much of the show is scripted, if it is or not?
It's not scripted. I don't understand why people think that it's scripted. It isn't,
It's not.
not.
Can I be honest?
Sure.
And it's just because I've been a fan of the show before I even started working with some of them. And when Varya knocked on that door. I face palmed and I said it 1,000 times. And I felt for you. I felt for Geoffrey. I felt for Varya. Um, did you go back and get those flowers just to rub it in her face, or did you just go back to get them because you wanted to put them? Take.
So, I saw this. Um, what was the watch party or something like that? And
Mhm.
I saw this Tyra Banks clip where she said no, she went back for those flowers to show her that I've got flowers.
Yeah, that's what I said. The same thing. I said
And
to my girlfriend. I said she really went in there and got the flowers to rub it in her face. That she got the flowers.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, people really read into this more than what it is. Let me tell
Yeah.
you. Okay, so actually, I'll just show you. Like I said, don't judge my home because I'm in the middle of redecorating. Okay, how do I flip this? Let's see. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, those are the flowers. Those are the flowers. So what I do, anytime that I get flowers, I dry my flowers. So I keep them for a year, and then once that I've had them for a year, I will throw them out, and then I will do it again.
Mhm.
So I feel like I love flowers. I love plants. I have several in my home. As you can see, like, I got a couple back there. I've got a whole wall over here of plants. Outside, I grow herbs. So when I get flowers that have been picked already, um, there's a little Buddhist saying, I think it's Buddhist, I don't remember. It says that if you love a flower, let it grow. Um, but if you like a flower, pick it or something like that. So now if I buy flowers, I want to buy them living. So, but if I do get flowers that are already picked, I want them to last as long as possible. So I dry them. So
Mhm.
that's why I went back. Those flowers were ready to be turned upside down. They had been there for several days. So they were about to die. And
Mhm.
if I had left them, they would completely die and he would throw them out.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, and I didn't want them to be without purpose. So I dried them.
Mhm.
That's why I went back.
That
No
makes.
other.
Yeah. Um. Can Can you reenact that knock on the door?
What do you mean?
Like, what? How did you feel?
Oh, you want me to tell you about it? I was kind of,
Geoffrey said, "Has he ever given you flowers before?"
yes, he did. He's given me flowers several times. So I'll tell you the flower story, and then I'll tell you the knock on the door. So I lived in a little apartment. It was Valentine's Day, um, and I had got home from work, and there was this huge bouquet of roses hanging on my door, and a note. And it wasn't anyone's handwriting I recognized. I had no idea what it was. And I'm like, what in the world? And I pick him up and I try to read the note, and he's like scribbled all this stuff and be my Valentine. And I was like, who in the world? So I think we had plans that night or something. And I'm like, somebody just left a dozen roses on my door without a note, and I don't understand. He goes, oh, really? And he comes in, and then he's just smiling, like, I don't understand who would do that or why they would do it. I don't know who these are from. And then he had the biggest grin on his face. I'm like, did you do that? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, but it was really sweet. I don't know why. I don't know what he was
Yeah.
doing. But yeah, he did. He did that. He left them anonymously.
So he's a charmer.
Yes. Yeah, he's definitely, and he's really, people don't understand. He's really kind and really sweet and thoughtful and extremely giving. He's,
Mhm.
people want to say he's selfish and he's this and that. I'm like, he's really selfless. I've asked him to help me on the most random things or just throw a crazy task at him, and he's like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. He said that's not the story.
Yes, it is.
So the knock.
Yeah, the knock. Okay. I don't know.
Lisa, what's up, Lisa?
The knock on the door. How do you, I mean, you don't know who's coming across the door. I don't know. He's got tenants. I didn't know who was at the door. Um, I didn't know. So when I hear the knock and then I'm like, oh my gosh, and he's kind of like just standing there. I'm like, what the hell? And then I hear a girl's voice and I hear like a kiss. I'm like, what? What is this? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what's going on? Um, I was beside myself and I
Of
didn't
course.
know it. And of course, I see all the cameras. I didn't know if he knew, if it was a setup, if they had done this on purpose. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I didn't know. And then I left because I didn't want to cry in front of them. And I was about to. So I had to leave. And I was
Uh-huh.
so angry and so confused and a million thoughts going through my brain that if I didn't leave, especially with her lashing out, that I would lash out back. And I didn't want that to happen. I wanted the opportunity to absorb what had just happened and for my thoughts to come across genuine and instead of in the moment, because sometimes when you lash out in the moment and you don't give yourself the time to think of what has just happened, you can say some things you really don't regret. So if I get into an argument with anyone, sometimes I have to take a moment to really think of my thoughts and how I truly feel deep down instead of coming at someone right in the moment.
Yeah.
So I had to leave.
What were you guys doing before the knock?
Ooh, I'm cold. My air conditioner kicked on. I've been outside and now I'm getting chilly. Um, what did you ask me?
What were you doing before the knock?
So Geoffrey and I were getting ready to do brunch. We had some brunch plans, just day things. And right before that knock, we were just being silly, just kind of hanging out. I was talking about, well, we should do karaoke, or we should do this, or we need to do that. It's been forever since I've sang. And we were just being crazy. And I said, you need to get up and do karaoke with me. And he goes, well, what song would I do? And we were talking about what songs he would be good at. And he pulled out, I really like this one. What do you think of that one? We were just being goofy.
Yeah. Um, did they tell you to go to the bar?
Yes.
TMC.
I
Uh,
was invited to that bar.
no, TLC.
Not just TLC, no. No, we had plans to go to that bar before. But yes, I was invited by Varya because she told me she wanted to apologize. What you guys didn't see was a phone call that Geoffrey did call me, and he apologized, and of course we kind of hashed it out on that phone call. There were several hours. People are like, why didn't Geoffrey change clothes? Well, why didn't you change clothes? It was the same day. Do you expect us
Yeah.
to do a wardrobe change every time? Do you change your clothes 5 times a day?
You had to
No.
go out for a drink.
Yeah.
Jeffrey asked why didn't he stop you? I mean, Jeffrey, you comment that why didn't you stop her? Why? I mean, it was just a shitty situation. Like, what do you do? Do you tell Varya like put rocks on the floor and be like kick these, go back to
She had traveled
yeah
over the entire sea to come see him. I'm not stupid and I'm not ignorant and I'm not naive. And I think a lot of people think that I am.
yeah
I'm
you're
none of
yeah
these things.
very mature yeah
I'm smart enough to know that they needed to talk and they needed to figure out what was going on. I know that love doesn't just disappear, especially overnight. And it wasn't overnight. I don't mean that, but even though Geoffrey and I had decided to be in a relationship, I still knew that what he had with her, especially with her showing up on that door, was not going to reignite flames. I'm not stupid. They needed the time to talk. She was there. I gave them that opportunity as well.
sorry guys get this
So,
person pinned it by accident.
do I?
I pinned the comment about Jeffrey by accident, but I was trying to get them out of here.
Uh,
Yeah, so I forgot what we were just talking about. What were we just you remember?
just about Varya showing up
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah. No, I mean I commend that's why I said in the beginning, like I commend you for like how you acted. I mean, and then on Dom's live, it was like, because people don't see, like you said, there's more hours that are filmed. People don't see, like, did he really chase you? People don't see that.
Yeah. Yeah. And, people don't see that Geoffrey did call me. He did ask me these, I was mad and angry too. So there, like I said, you guys didn't really see a lot um, before I should just show up at the bar. I didn't show up. I was
Yeah.
invited.
And you're still, how many kids do you have?
I have two. I have a 17-year-old daughter and I have a 10-year-old son.
17-year-old daughter and 10-year-old son. I
Yes.
have a 2-year-old and a 15-month-old, and I tell you, the 15-month-old, he is he's a happy baby, but he'll go through like 2 weeks where he's perfect, and then a week where he's just like miserable.
Yeah.
It was days like it was like when me and my girlfriend were just like, what the fuck is going on? It
Yeah.
was, yeah. I mean, is it? Do you want more kids?
Nope.
No, no more.
So I love my children. I absolutely couldn't imagine my life without them. But I will be honest, children was never something that I wanted, and they know this. I've told them, I didn't really plan on having babies. I thought that I was just going to roam and be, travel the world and do all these things that I wanted to do. But other plans were in order. I was on birth control with both of my children. That wasn't something that I wanted. They just were here. They were supposed to be here for whatever reason, and here they are. And I'm glad they're here. But no,
Yeah,
I don't. I don't want any more children.
yeah, yeah. They're my two boys are like the blessings. Like I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yes.
Have you spoken to Varya since?
No. No. The only time that we have spoken, of course, was when we did our little tell-all. But I'm open to conversations. I'm open to that. I don't have any reason to hate her whatsoever. Like I've said several times before, I think that anyone that has the guts to do what she did and chase after something that she felt was right for her, I commend her for that. And, how can you hate someone who is that gutsy and that ballsy? You can't.
Yeah. So let's say you and Jeffrey aren't together and you are single, and a dating show reached out to you. Would you go on it?
I mean, yeah, I've said that on one of the other one of, I think Dom's. He's like, "Would you do a dating show again?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess, sure." I mean, I don't know. I'm not opposed to it.
Can you sing us the karaoke song that you guys were practicing? Somebody asked that at the question. That's funny.
Karaoke. Let's see. I don't know. How about this? How about I post one to my story? How's that?
Yeah. Let's
So
you
I'll post one to my story. We'll do that.
question right here from PB Reeves. How do they function normally with all the cameras? Isn't it awkward? How do you not look at the camera crew?
You do. I'm not going to say you don't. You do. You absolutely do. And they'll tell you, don't look at the camera. You're like, ugh. I mean, it's hard. And then sometimes, like when they were out the door, I was looking at everybody. I didn't care. I was like, what is going on? What is this nonsense? And then, of course, you just kind of zone it out because I'm trying to figure out, Geoffrey, what is going on? Why are you here? Because at that moment, you just kind of see red. But the rest of it, yeah, it can be really awkward. And in their defense too, like at the bar, they're off a little further back. They're kind of in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So especially with the mics, when they have the mics on and stuff, that they can set off a little bit further and then zoom in. So that's a lot easier when they're not on top of you, like at the door.
So were the people at the bar like the other than your group of friends? Were they put there by TLC, or were those normal people that go to that?
Those are people that work there. Those are people that were patrons.
All right. Yeah, because I watched. I forgot what episode it was. Like two couples were out to eat, and there was like uh another like two guys sitting at a table right here, and it was like they didn't even look up. It was like it felt like it was staged, you know. But
I, with one of the episodes I was on, or one episode that I don't know.
no, I don't remember. It wasn't you and Jeffrey.
Hmm.
Um,
Now, sometimes I think I don't know. I've never noticed anybody's stage, but I don't pay attention. So
Yeah. Do you watch the show?
I have only watched the very first episode. Um, and well, two. I watched the very first episode and then I watched the phone call. Those were the only two that I really watched. The others were too raw, were too hurtful for
Hmm.
me to really watch. So I didn't watch the rest of them now.
And how long have you known Geoffrey for?
Going on 10 years, I think it's been a total of eight or nine, something like that. Better part of a decade.
Nice. And you guys are besties, correct?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Uh, with any other? Well, I don't understand. I might have missed something, but when so damn, I really want to know who you're with, who Jeffrey's with, who's Varya with.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, it's so messed up. Like I said it to Vicky, I think. I was like, it's, and I asked Jeffrey too. I was like, everybody knows what happened with Lisa, Steph, all of them. I was like, it gotta suck. Like it's like you're living in a bubble,
Right
you know,
now, yeah.
and you want to pop that bubble, but you can't.
I can't. I mean, theoretically, I could. I guess. I don't know, but I don't. I can't do that to them. I can't do that to me. I can't do that to TLC. I can't do that. I can't do that. I just. I feel like it would ruin everything for everyone, and I just can't. I can't do that.
Yeah,
That's not the right thing to do.
yeah, I agree with you on that because I got an email from somebody from TLC, and they were like, you cannot speak about Lisa and what's going on with Lisa. And then I didn't even respond because it was like that I could be held responsible, but I didn't sign anything. First of
Yeah,
all, but like I feel the same way as you. Like I respect Lisa. I respect some of the other casts that I work with that I know stuff with, and I would never, and I wouldn't do that anyways, you know.
yeah,
But they try to they definitely try to shut people down,
they do. Yeah,
and it just it makes no sense to me how like these I don't know call you guys like public figures of reality shows, reality stars, like you guys, like they don't allow a lot of them like now to go on like the Dom Natty show, to go on these other shows, and it's like they want like Geoffrey and all of them to wait until whenever their contract is over, and like what if nobody cares anymore? Like I feel like just let let the fans see you guys for who you really are. Let them do things and just let them enjoy this, because like you watch VH1, you watch MTV and all these other things, they promote these like their cast. TLC just seems like a shitty network. I don't
I
know.
I I can't. I don't know. This is my first experience, obviously. As far as the rest, any of the other reality shows, I don't watch a lot of TV, so I can't really comment on to what some of the others do. But I do know that you're right. I think you're pretty right. I know that some of the other networks do um, promote a little more, but I don't know. I don't know who does that. I don't know if the cast is doing that themselves or if the network is getting those interviews. I don't know how it works.
Um, can you comment of how you feel about Big Ed? Are you on
Mm.
the Jeffrey?
I I can comment on how I feel about Big Ed, but I am going to take the high road, I
You,
guess,
I'll
and
speak because it
not.
was to do what I was just saying. I feel like TLC puts Big Ed out there more than anybody else. Um, I feel like he's the only one that been on E News, Access Hollywood for interviews, like, and it's like, but you guys can't approve these guys to go on the with Trent, the comedian with Dom, like it
So
just
can I? I'm going to ask you a question. Do you feel the allegations against Jeffrey and the allegations against Big Ed and them putting Big Ed on E News? Do you feel like that could be? How do you view that?
I feel like it's wrong. I mean, honestly, I mean, when I watch Big Ed, I get the heebie-jeebies, and I said it before. And if if I had a daughter, and Big Ed came knocking on my door to take my 22-year-old daughter out, I'd have a serious issue with it. And I just feel like Geoffrey's being blackballed, and it's fucked up because Geoffrey, Varya, and you had the biggest storyline of this season, and Geoffrey should be the breakout star, not Ed.
I understand your point.
Yeah,
Um,
it, it,
I
it's
I feel, I really don't want to comment because I feel like it would be mean. I understand how Big Ed's story was interesting.
mhm.
I understand how mine, Geoffrey, and Varya's was interesting too. I understand those things. But there is a little hypocrisy, and I will say that, and that's all I'm going to say. I feel like there is a little bit of hypocrisy there, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I totally agree, and I feel like I feel like Geoffrey got the shit end of the stick. I mean, it's just it's wrong. I mean, I heard they had that girl sign her own NDA, the one who came out with the allegations on him, that she can't speak on it, and it's it's crazy.
What? So
Yeah,
his accuser can't say anything?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I heard. Vicky said TLC exploits people with obvious differences and parades them for their audience.
What? Why can't the accuser say anything? They have
Vicky,
a
did you hear that about the that the accuser got had the NDA put on her? I don't remember who I heard it from, but I heard it, and it was I don't know, and it's fucked up because like this lady, I mean, she goes on TikTok.
I saw that.
Why doesn't she? Why hasn't anything been brought up about it? And it makes sense.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it just it makes sense. Who who have you built a relationship? Vicky said she'll post it, so it is true.
Okay.
Who added the whole cast? Like, have you built a relationship with any other cast members?
I
Like a
don't know.
friendship?
The only people that I know and that I follow and that are on my story, I'm freezing. I'm so sorry. I know that I'm shaking, but I'm literally freezing in this house. Um, I've got Vicky, of course. The only people that I've really been in contact with are people who reach out to me, like you, Vicky. Um, but that's really, and of course, I know Varya, but we don't like talk. I'm gonna have to get a sweatshirt or move.
All right,
I'm
that's fine.
freezing. Um, 1 second. I'll just get a blanket over here.
It
So,
was people are saying it wasn't an NDA with TLC. It was the accuser had an NDA, but not from TLC. It's from her previous employer. What she's when she settled with Big Ed. I
oh,
mean, that's even worse.
she
I
settled
feel
with him.
probably yeah. I mean,
I
that's it.
I would not. I would not have settled. That doesn't make. That means no. I don't. I can't say that. She's got her. She's on her own. But if
No,
she's,
guys, I said I wasn't 100% sure. I said I heard it. I'm not trying to.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. If it was worth her while, then go for it. Settle. I get it. Whew.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I guess. Um. Somebody said that. Please tell Mary I can't get her tiramisu Oreo cookies. They can't find them anymore.
Okay, well, thank you. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I love tiramisu, and she said that there were Oreo cookies, which I love Oreos, so it's like two in one.
Yeah. Let me go inside because it's getting dark. Yeah, but where do you see yourself? I know you're a nurse, but where do you see yourself going? Do you see yourself doing other things other than being a nurse now?
Yeah, I will be quite honest. I made this job change and changed careers, thinking that I wanted to be on the patient side. Not that I don't love my job. It doesn't have anything to do with that. I feel like I enjoy being behind a microscope or being on the scientific side of more so than patient care. That's my strong suit. That's where I excel. And I have such a desire to be either in a lab or morgue. So I am back in school. I started last fall. I'm pursuing a degree in pathology. So
Nice, good for you.
I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I don't know if I want to work for the CDC, if I want to, I don't know. There's so many things that I want to do. If I just want to be a medical examiner, or if I want to own my own lab, if I want to discover new things with the CDC, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what I
Yeah.
decide.
And how long does that take to study? Like to get?
A long time. So if I do this and decide to be a pathologist, I've got to go to medical school. Like I have to do that. So I don't know. It depends on if I want to put the work in.
Hmm. And what? So you're a nurse in a
Mhm.
hospital, or I know you said before.
Yeah, I do. I work at a local hospital here. I won't go into which one. I won't tell you
Yeah,
what
yeah. I mean,
that, but
how was the virus in Tennessee working in the hospital?
here it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. And I don't know if it was because they were staying home or if it wasn't, there's so many number of things and we will never really know the true answer as to why it was the way it was.
Hmm.
But it wasn't as bad as, we weren't overrun. We live here where everything is spaced out more so than Manhattan. Um,
Yeah.
so, infection rates are going to, of course, not going to be as much as somewhere that's, densely populated.
Hmm. This is a good question somebody asked. How did you and Geoffrey meet 10 years ago?
Sure. So I think I've already talked about this once before. Well, if you're bored, look, guys, I'm reading the comments. If you're bored, you don't have to be on here.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what? I try not to read the comments.
you just
I
make
go
your.
to the question box. But
Um,
somebody keeps saying there's a fake Geoffrey in here. I can't find it, guys. I'll write there.
so I used to be a paralegal, and people ask me, well, why aren't you a paralegal? Why this? Well, here's why. I didn't like it. It's easy. It's an easy, if you don't like something, I don't know why you're going to stick with it. That seems silly. So I changed. But I used to be a paralegal. I worked for an attorney, and I used to teach co-parenting classes for adults. And if you have children and you're co-parenting with your the other parent, you in the state of Tennessee, you are required to take a co-parenting class.
Hmm.
Uh, that co-parenting class. So that's what I used to do, and that's how I met Geoffrey.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty cool that they have you guys do that in Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, it helps a lot. I remember I really liked that job. I It was the only paralegal job that I actually liked and enjoyed going to work over. The people ask, well, why did you quit? Well, I don't know if anyway, I had a pretty significant uh, thing happen in my life to where I was unemployed for 6 months and I had to recover. I had a pretty bad accident. So that's the only reason why I quit that job. And then during that time, I'm like, well, let's find something else to do.
What kind of accident can you?
Yeah, I had a pretty bad domestic. Anyway, both my legs were broken, and so I was in a wheelchair for 6 months and had to recover. So in those 6 months, and you can't go anywhere, you can't drive, you can't get out of bed, you can't take care of yourself for the most part.
Hmm.
So you have a lot of time with yourself, and you have a lot of time to think, and you have a lot of time to figure out life.
Yeah.
So if you don't like something, you have the time to change it. I changed it. So
Hmm. Yeah. I had back surgery a year ago, so I know how you feel. It was the worst recovery ever. Like I regret getting the surgery, honestly.
yeah, yeah, and it changed the entire course of my life. People are like, "Oh my gosh, how did you deal with that or whatever?" And I woke up every day mad. I woke up every day in pain, and I gave birth to my children naturally. And my daughter, I didn't have any pain medication whatsoever. I gave birth to her in a pool. So I
My
did that.
girlfriend. wanted us to do that. Wanted her to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard. It is hard. And I would do that 50 times over
Hmm.
instead of having my legs broken. I would do
Yeah.
it over and over and over again versus then having those waking up and going to sleep every day of my life. That was
Yeah.
a never-ending nightmare. So,
Yeah. Because it's still like I'm getting better, but it's like falling to sleep and sleeping is the hardest thing. Like
yep.
it's and I could do. I mean, if I mow the grass, I'm in pain afterwards, and it just sucks. Like I feel like I'll never. So can you tell
Yeah.
us the most embarrassing moment?
So, yeah, I'm gonna say this one thing real quick.
I'm down for it.
So, they prescribed pain medication, and I have seen so many people that have been addicted to pain medication. So, I did all of this with very minimal pain medication too, because I was so afraid that I would become dependent on those things that I never even finished the bottle.
Hmm.
So, my heart kind of goes out to these people. I could have very well been one of those people that were addicted because I remember thinking when to go to sleep, like you said, it's so hard to sleep. I remember I would only take them at night and they would last 4 hours. And I remember thinking, okay, let's just take these and go to sleep. And I would sleep for 4 hours. It would wake me up because the pain would start again. And of
Yeah.
course, tempted to take it again, right?
Hmm.
So, and I fought through it and I knew how amazing our bodies are. And I knew that my brain will eventually know that this is my new normal and my pain tolerance will increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thankful that I didn't become one of those people. Now, what's my most embarrassing moment? Oh God, hmm. I don't know. That's a hard one. I've been embarrassed a lot. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something juicy. No, I don't know.
Jeffrey, you don't have any embarrassing moments?
I had tons of embarrassing moments. I just can't think of one right off the top
Yeah.
of my nothing that really stands out and nothing really stands out.
Yeah, I mean I could relate with the pain med things. It was I mean I was in a lot of pain and I was taking them also and it was one time I couldn't get a hold of my doctor and it was always where I had them, and I couldn't get a hold of my doctor and it was like a day went by and I felt like I was getting sick and the doctors never explained that to you, I didn't I mean, I heard about it, but I was like, it's not gonna happen to me. And like, I looked at my girlfriend. I said to her, I was like, you know what? And I was like, I'm just gonna kick this, and I'm gonna nip it in the ass because there's no fucking way I'm gonna put my family through that because I've seen it firsthand with friends and family, and it was hard. It was like a week of like hell. It
Don't
felt.
it isn't it funny how how quickly you can see it kind of just slowly put a veil over you, you know what I mean? And I remember thinking there is no way that will ever happen. And you're tempted and it was just like a tempted like I want the pain to quit so I can sleep. And I remember thinking that will never happen to me and I never even finished the bottle. So I could see how someone could quickly slip into that. Absolutely.
People are saying if they could see a ring, they love it.
See a ring. I have two.
You guys see it? There it is. She explained how her and Jeffrey met. I'm gonna save the live. If you guys missed anything, you guys could watch it over. Let's see if any good questions. We probably have a couple minutes left. Uh, there's no. Let's see. Let's see. Somebody asked, "Are you modeling?"
No,
No.
no.
Would you? Would it something that you would do?
Uh, pending. It depends, I think. I think it depends. I am old. You guys tell me I'm old all the time. So I'm old. Um, I think modeling, but what do I know? I don't know anything about modeling. I don't, sure, why not? I don't, sure, okay.
You got to do is like, you know,
I'm not
think.
going to like crazy bourgeois pictures or anything like that or something silly, but if it was for a good cause, I saw something that was for pit bulls or something that was for rescue or for whatever. If it had a cause behind it, yeah, absolutely. But I'm not going to just do it for vanity reasons. No.
Mm-hmm. You said pit bulls?
I've had three in my life. No, gosh, how many have I had? One, two, three, four or five. Four. I've had several.
It's we have a pit bull also, and it's like the hate that that pit bulls get is just downright wrong because these dogs are so sweet to my kids. They're so sweet to everybody, and it's like my girlfriend's little sister was getting a place, and it was hard for her to find a dog. But her dog, it's a big boy, but he like you could pull his ears, you could lay on him, you could do whatever you want to him, and he's just the sweetest thing. And it's so messed up the hate that pit bulls get.
Yeah. So I agree as far as the that goes. I love them. They were amazing. They were my babies. They're big cuddle bugs. They're sweet. They're full of energy. There's so many things. So
Hmm.
yes, I don't understand the hate. Someone said something. I'm going to read kind of contact you because you asked me about modeling, and someone said something snarky, that said, well, she had modeling tagged on her pictures, and she had this. Let me explain something. Those pictures, all of those pictures that are professional, my friends took those pictures. They're taken by friends. I did them a favor, and that's why they're there. Those were taken by photographer friends that asked me to model for them. I
Yeah,
didn't do it for. I did it for my friends. So if you have a
yeah,
problem with that, sorry, but I did that.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is a good question. Dom asked, what does your family think of your time on the show?
Okay, so I've had cousins that are, in different states or whatever that called me and they're like, "Are you on this show?" So a lot of
Because
people,
you couldn't say anything, right?
no, not
Yeah.
exactly. So my mom didn't really know what all was going on, and she thought that all of this was, why did you tell me? And she was so mad at Geoffrey, and she was like, I'm going to whip her. And why didn't you say anything? I can't believe. I mean, she's
Also,
not.
your mom watched it.
Oh, yeah. She like watched it, like got vested. And she's like, I don't like him anymore. I'm like, Mom, calm down. Like, there's no need in all of this. Like, just calm down.
Yeah.
So, and I've had aunts and uncles from different states because you have to remember, like I said, I have family all over and I've been all over. I've had my aunts and uncles like contact me and tell me, well, they just really lost out, or it's just funny to see that.
Have you ever been to Connecticut?
I have not. Now that's something. The only upper state that I have been to is New York, but that's about it up
And
there.
how'd you like New York?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. I can't wait to go back, but I want all the,
Yeah, everything to be
yeah,
over.
I needed New York to settle down.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like probably a train ride, probably 45 minutes from New York.
Oh, okay.
So it's yeah. I mean, Connecticut's right there. Vicky asked if you want a kitten. I
I do.
want a kitten,
I do.
Vicky.
I
I
do.
do too.
I do.
Yeah, it was my two boys. They love the dog, but for some reason, when we go to my sister's house or their grandfather's house, it's like they're obsessed with the kitten. Like my youngest just goes up and just
Yep.
and the kittens run from everybody else, but they don't run from them. It's
My little baby kitten was just born a few days ago. So she will be, I don't know if it's a he or she, but the baby will be here in a few weeks as soon as it's able.
from Vicky.
No, no, no.
No. So
Uh-uh.
have you ever met Vicky?
Not in person, no.
She wants to go karaoke with you.
Well, I would love
You
it.
said you could leave Geoffrey home. Well, Geoffrey could stay where he is, she said.
That's fine. He
Is
can
that a fake Varya?
do what?
There's like a Varya in here, but I think it's fake.
Oh.
Um, so anything else you want to tell? Because we got a couple minutes. Anything else you want to tell people?
I don't think so. I don't really know what you guys really want to know. But
Well, you know what they want to know.
I can't tell them that though.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I see the thing for you. But thank you so much. We have a minute left. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're an amazing person. You're an amazing woman. Um, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck to you in the future. I hope everything works out.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right,
All
you
right.
too.